Baseball just around the corner. I'm Dustin sitting here with Nameco. This is your relief pitcher tiers and rankings. Before we get into it, March Madness is going to be on our site this year, so go ahead and sign up, invite your friends, and also check out all our other tiers and rankings, as well as the top 100 cheat sheet on the homepage. Tier 1 for your relief pitchers, we got Soria for KC. 43 saves last year, pretty good for playing for such an awful team. We expect him to have another solid year. At number 2, we got Neftali. I love this guy.
He does love this guy.
After the All-Star break, this guy was unhittable. I've never seen someone pitch so hard, so effortlessly. The guy's amazing.
He does. Do you hear him? Do you hear the tone in his voice?
Number 3, we got Rivera. The old man had another solid year. There's no reason not to think he can't do it one more year.
Tier 2 has got 3 more studs for you, and the first one's Carlos Marmol with the Chicago Cubs. Almost 2 Ks per inning. I mean, that's just unreal. Then we got Wilson and Heath Bell. Both of these guys had close to 50 saves, over a K per inning, and a sub-2 ERA. Like I said, all studs in this tier.
Tier 3 starts out with one of the bigger surprises from last year in Andrew Bailey, one of the few closers that had a whip under 1. We love this guy. We think he has another solid year. Moving down, we got K-Rod. Had a solid year last year after some rocky seasons. Looks like he's back and at 100%. Moving down, Jonathan Broxton. Terrible year last year, ERA over 4. His strikeouts were still there, so hopefully he can get things going this year. Next at number 10, we got Papelbon. Just like Broxton, awful year, but he plays for the Red Sox. He's going to get a ton of chances and should have about 40 saves again this year. And rounding out this tier, we got Joe Nathan. Big question mark, but it looks like he's going to be ready for the season. Hopefully, he can go pick up right where he left off before his injury.
Tier 4 starts off with Chris Perez. This 26-year-old took over the closer role, never looked back, played great. We expect more of the same this year. Next, we have John Axford. Not only does he have a sweet mustache, he's got great stuff. We really like this guy. Then we have Matt Thornton. He's going to be the closer, locked in to start of the year, over a K per inning. We really like his chances. And rounding out this tier is Jose Valverde of the Tigers. You know, he didn't have his best year a season ago, but the Tigers are a good enough team that he should have a decent amount of save opportunities.
Tier 5 starts out with one of the interesting closers this year, and that's Craig Kimbrel. It looks like he's going to split duties with Venters. At least that's what the reports are saying, but we're not completely sold on that. You know, Kimbrel over 2 strikeouts per inning last year. That's ridiculous. This guy's definitely worth a gamble in the mid to late rounds. Next, JJ Putz, new home with Arizona. We think he's going to do well there. He had a great year last year. Next, Brad Lidge. Looked like the Lidge of old. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year and pick up right where he left off. At number 19, we got Evan Meek. You know, he mainly did setup duty last year, but he's going to get a shot at the closer role this year. He should do well if he can just do what he did last year. Next, we got Leo Nunez. You know, he did all right taking over for the role out there in Florida. Nothing amazing, but we do think he should have decent save totals this year. And the last guy is Drew Storn with the Nationals. Youngster. Hopefully the Nationals can win a few more games this year and give him some opportunities, but it's his job to lose.
We got 2 for you in Tier 6, and the first one's Houston Street. He had a little bit of nagging injuries all of last year, it seemed, but he's been great in the past. If he's fully healthy, he could be a sneaky pick for you. And then we got Ryan Franklin, 38-year-old Ryan Franklin. You know, nothing really blows you away with any of his stats, but since he plays on the Cardinals, he should get a decent amount of save opportunities.
Tier 7 starts with David Artzma out there in Seattle. We expect another solid year from him, but nothing too amazing. Moving on, we got Frank Francisco. He's out in Toronto now. He got pushed out of Texas by Neftali Feliz. He's a veteran closer. He should do just fine, but not going to be anything too amazing. Then we got Brandon Lyon out there with Houston. ERA right around 3. Look for his save totals to go up this year. And the last guy in this tier is Cordero. You know, he's got Chapman nipping at his heels. We're not sure if Cordero's going to be able to hold on to this job all year, but he did rack up 40 saves last year.
Tier 8 starts off with Jake McGee, and he's not even penciled in as a closer right now. That's Kyle Farnsworth duties for Tampa Bay Rays, but we really do like McGee's upside, and we expect him to take over the closer role at some point in the year. Then we have 2 guys that are the closers that had high whips, and we don't expect much other than save totals out of them, and that's Kevin Gregg and Fernando Rodney. And the last guy, or last closer we're going to be talking about, or I guess potential closer here, is Chapman for the Cincinnati Reds. He's probably going to start the year as a setup man, but if Cordero slips it all, we expect Chapman to jump all over the opportunity, and this kid has the stuff to be a top 10 closer.
That'll wrap up the relief pitchers. Get into those forums and let us know how your teams are looking. Check out all our rankings. Get into March Madness, and don't forget about that cheat sheet. I'm Dustin, this is Nameco. Have fun in your draft.